Time for Wine Wednesday. Now, one of Oregon's premier wine-producing regions is celebrating a pretty big anniversary. And next month, you have the chance to check out all the fruits of their labor.
Yes, the Yamhill-Carlton AVA spring tasting is back. Dozens of award-winning wineries pouring world-class Pinot Noirs, celebrated Chardonnays, and some other fun varietals, too. Here to tell us all about this year's event is Lucy Belleville with Ken Wright Cellars. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for having me, you guys.
Glad you're here. Yeah.
This is truly one of my favorite wine tasting events of the year. And I know I say that about a lot of events, but I really do love getting out to Yamhill-Carlton AVA. In fact, that's where Lucy and I first met.
Yeah, that's where we met in I think 2023, so a few years ago, which is crazy already.
Right, and so here we are back for another spring tasting that really showcases, I think, one of the most unique wine regions in the Willamette Valley. Tell us a little bit about this AVA.
Yeah, so the first vines were planted in Yamhill-Carlton area in the 1970s, so a long time before the AVA was established. But as we mentioned earlier, the 20th anniversary is here. So the Yamhill-Carlton AVA was established officially in 2005, and it takes a lot of time and effort to get these AVAs or the sub-AVAs established. So that was a big feat.
What are the characteristics here that kind of link all of these wineries together?
Yeah, so microclimate is huge with like these sub-AVAs. Yamhill-Carlton is known for its marine sediment soil. So we all know and love the deep, dark, luscious Pinot that Yamhill-Carlton produces, and that's a part of like this sub-AVA culture.
That's cool. I was going to say, I mean, that Pinot Noir is what it's known for, right? It's like in the quintessential glass that that always shines through. What else, though, has it become known for over recent years?
Yeah, so geography is huge. So Yamhill-Carlton is kind of like a horseshoe-shaped sub-AVA. You have those warmer days, and we kind of sit at the foothills of the coastal range, which is unique in that sense. And then the lower part of that like U shape allows that warm air to escape and the region to have cooler nights.
Good for grapes. Good for happy little grapes.
Great for Pinot Noir, right?
Yeah.
And so there's also the geology aspect. So I mentioned earlier the marine sediment soil.
Yeah.
That material really helps to create this unique area in the region for the wine.
Terroir, it's so great. Well, and of course, Ken Wright Cellars is one of the fantastic wineries in this AVA. What would you say are some of your standouts, and what are you going to be pouring at the event this year?
Yeah, so we have a few tiers at Ken Wright Cellars. The second tier is our AVA series, and we have an Eola Amity as well as a Yamhill-Carlton AVA series Pinot Noir. So that's a huge highlight at this event. We love highlighting that, as well as some of our single vineyards. So Ken Wright Cellars is really known for bringing that single vineyard designation here, and I have a few single vineyards here. I think I brought Hershey as well as Savoia and Shea.
Yeah, walk us through these.
Yeah, so these are all single vineyard designates within the Yamhill-Carlton AVA. Shea is very well known, one of the favorited vineyards in the whole country for Yamhill-Carlton. So if you're new to Yamhill-Carlton and you hear that, that's probably the one that's familiar to you.
And it's fun to get to kind of compare and contrast these different wineries and even different single vineyards side by side to really kind of understand the nuance in some of these awesome Pinots.
Ken Wright always says Pinot is place. So it's really that one, like, I don't know, food or beverage that can take you to a specific spot.
For sure.
Oh, that's so fascinating.
So with that in mind, you have lots of places all coming to one place for the spring tasting at Abbey Road Farms. What can we expect for this year's event?
Yeah, so there are going to be 37 wineries under one roof.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy, as well as all the amazing food that Abbey Road Farm is producing. They opened a new restaurant in Portland too. Have you guys been to
82 Acres? We just had them on the show, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, really
That's
cool
awesome.
stuff that they have going on.
So they have a great food program there, and they'll be supplying all the food. And then each winery brings about 2 to 3 tastings for everybody. So if you do the math, that's what, 100 wines, 100 plus wines that'll be there.
Yeah, if you're not having a good time, that is your fault. Especially, you got to, with the amount of wine and also talking about the food, what's the phrase? What grows together goes together.
There you go.
So you're going to be pairing up some awesome food with some great wine.
Yeah, and some people are nervous, like if they don't like red wine, like what are they going to expect from this tasting? Like, is it worth it? Yes, it is. Absolutely. We have Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc. There are so many different varietals. I think somebody had an Albarino one year.
Oh my gosh.
So,
all kind of things to keep tabs on.
Some fun new wines there.
Sparkling,
Sparkling,
like
something for everybody.
Yes, something for everybody is
Lucy,
right.
thanks so much for being here. Come check out the spring tasting. It's coming up on Saturday, May 3rd at Abbey Road Farm in Carlton. 2 sessions.